everybody, welcome to yet another video. If you're new to the channel, do not forget to subscribe to support this channel. We're a bit late on this trailer, but let's just dive into it. So the whole thing about House of the Dragon is the writers are kind of straying a bit on creating this dynamic with Rhaenyra, protecting the kids and whatnot. I know she loves her kids, but remember when Catelyn Stark kills Walder Frey's wife after Robb is killed? Yeah, and the audience didn't have much bad feelings about Catelyn, well, according to my understanding, but I think some few people were a bit concerned with this scene, like why did she kill some random innocent, perhaps even a victim? But Rhaenyra also needs to buckle her seat and take on the ride, She needs to be more aggressive, since season 1 they killed one of her sons, Lucerys, and in season 2 it goes on like nothing happened. So it reminds me of this quote from Dune: "An animal caught in a trap will gnaw off its own leg to escape. What will you do?" In this trailer, it's quoted, "The Targaryens are a savage race." Yeah, well, these blonde people, they're causing a war everywhere they go. It's all over the place, and it's chaos all over, and with their filthy reptiles, it's all blood and death surrounding the places, So a whole thing we're supposed to be discussing is how will this show compare to how A Night of the Seven Kingdoms, the season 1, the writers definitely delivered. This season was so amazing, and we didn't have any dragons, but it managed to stand on its own feet, which was amazing. I wonder how this season will compare to the first season of A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. Well, it's a series that are kind of related. Well, not kind of, they are related, and we're supposed to draw these comparisons and pit them against each other. I know some people won't do that, but I personally will, and we will see how the dynamics of these characters work and how the writers challenge these different characters, like their relationships and their ideas and whatnot. So we have this scene with Alicent Hightower, and for some reason the cinematography or whatever, they like to put her in these caves and show it's like a footage from recording from her front walking. This is in season 2 episode 8, and this is in the season 3 trailer. Yeah, we definitely like Alicent in the cave, and she looks cute. And this is her in another scene, and I'm not sure if we'll include Otto in this season. Well, perhaps some scenes here and there, but this guy has already played his part, fueling the war, causing all this, spreading all this information back and forth, and agitating the fire more and more. And I think his work is done here, and we're supposed to go to war after everything that's been done, all the bloodshed, all the drama, all the dilemmas, and all these beefs that were created in the previous seasons. I am definitely waiting for some wars to break out, but we will see, you guys. I'm so excited, and we'll also discuss about this Alicent and Rhaenyra relationship. Like in season 2 episode 3, Rhaenyra was she did this meeting with Alicent, and this scene was a bit hard to get through, you guys, because what the hell are you even doing? This woman and her kids supposedly murdered your son. Her dad died under some weird circumstances. Her baby daddy died under weird circumstances. Rhaenys was killed, but this was after this episode. I think it was in she was killed in episode 4, but in this episode, Rhaenyra was like, what the hell are we supposed to do? Still negotiating with Alicent, and it's very weird, and it's just out of place, you guys. Like, at this point, we're past the misconfusion and whatnot. We need to settle this war, you guys. I need everyone to bathe in the fire. The dance has started. We need to bathe and let's dance, as these scenes in the trailer show. Yeah, it's fire for everyone. Burn everything, you guys. Burn everything to the ground. And it's Rhaenyra, the allies and the plans. Well, in season 1, after the death of her son Lucerys, they showed us this scene. This was in the final episode, I think, the final scene. Yeah, she's all distraught and angry and whatnot, ready to lash out at everyone, the enemies. And yet in season 2 episode 1, she's like, alright, wipes her tears and goes on to this side quest to negotiate with some the enemies for whatever reasons, which was crazy. These writers like to create these cliffhangers at the end of the season, and then when the new season starts, it's like nothing happened and we're back on the regular pacing until the final episode. They add another cliffhanger, and that's until the next season. It goes on and on and on. So yeah, in the trailer we see Aemond and Aegon the Second. Aegon the Second is here to stir some drama, you guys, and he's like, my brother did this to me. He burned me, purposely and whatnot, and he's just here for the drama. And it's all over the place. So we have the team Black. We know that these parties are dead now. I'm so excited to see some Caraxes, tearing some shit up. And I also like Moondancer, because in that scene where she is chasing, heading after what's his name, Kristen, that was a nice scene. I wish it had more action in it, but they went the other side, not doing the action part of it. I wish she, we saw her burn some things, but we didn't. We also have these members in Team Black. Now, these 3 were recently recruited in season 2, and I am so excited for Vermithor. He looked very cool in the past, even in season 2. Like this scene where Hugh Hammer is claiming Vermithor. It's such a nice scene, and I like how the designers included these flaps under the dragons' chins, showing that these dragons are old. It's like hanging loose skin, It's Vermithor and Vhagar who have that, also Vhagar, you see, it's like this. Yeah, there's such a cool design on these dragons, you guys, and it's all these different unique designs for all the dragons. And I wish this season we get more interaction between these guys, especially the ones on the same teams. But it's all about the budget. Now my main questions are relating to the side characters like Alice and Mysaria. Like, what will these characters be doing throughout this season? We now know that Mysaria like the advisor to Rhaenyra and very close to her currently, but we don't know her plans and whatnot. But Alice, she had a whole appearance with Daemon in season 2. I don't know what plot she'll have in this season and the coming seasons, but we'll have to see. She's a bit mysterious, and I'll say a very interesting character. I don't know about her, but she gives this dark energy, very intriguing, very mysterious, very lovely. I wish they did more with her character. Yeah. So let's go into some fan reactions towards this trailer that just released. Someone says, how many children must die before they figure out what they want from this war? I really hope that all of this dialogue is from like the first 1 or 2 episodes. I can't bear the same discussions all over again for any longer. Someone says, what would you have her do? At this point, anything. Yeah, that's relating to Rhaenyra. She needs to be doing something in this season. Like, my whole thing was what's the plan that these writers have for her? Because in the book, she's more ruthless, and I'd say more like a Cersei. A bit not too extreme like the Cersei type, but going towards that direction, because Cersei, we know Cersei is like a bad guy in Game of Thrones, but she's very ruthless with how you treat her kids. If you come for her kids, she's coming for you, and that's how Rhaenyra was in the books. At least that's what I've read online and whatnot, and my understanding. But in this series, in this series they paint a totally different image of her, and she's very passive. She lets things happen to her, but she does nothing. At least it's the writer's attempt at not making her very unlikable, because imagine if she were the Cersei type, everyone would have been they wouldn't have liked her as much, I think. So someone else comments, looks good, not expecting anything amazing after last season, but will still watch, hoping to be pleasantly surprised. Honestly, at this point, I just want fun dragon fights, and I think we're gonna get plenty, so I'm excited. If the show wants to actually get good again, that will be a nice surprise. So the war finally almost begins this season. It will be so annoying if they start teasing the war still, but I think for the most part we'll be getting some action here and there. It's not all bland and all plain. We'll be getting some actions, as we see in the trailer. It's all these ships and the dragons flying overhead the ships, and hopefully it's some battles, you guys. We're so excited, and we'll be going through each episode. Do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We are growing the channel, and it's growing at a nice pace. Pleasantly surprised. And the reaction to this trailer was a bit delayed, sorry. It's because I've been so busy with work, and it's all over the place, you guys. But yeah, like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.